Hello, hello. I hope everyone has had a good Monday. Hey, Miss Tadra. Hey, little Miss Me. How are you? I hope y'all are. Oh, wait, hold on, y'all. I didn't mean to do that. My bad. I did. It was pretty good. I won't complain. How about y'all, Miss Tadra, Lyra, little Miss? How was y'all day? I'm okay. I am okay. Thank you for asking. This is kind of a, I'm happy to hear that, my baby. This is kind of a last minute live. I didn't really plan on being here again until Friday. However, oh good, little miss. You tried to make it a good day. You did the best you could. Guess what? That's all we could ask for. I hope I can help you decompress and relax. I was not going to come live today because it's Monday. However, this subject matter, getting flued out. I watched a couple of videos yesterday and I figured it would be a good topic for us to talk about because you know, I don't want to blame women. I don't want to blame us for the things that happen to us. I'm not a victim blamer. I'm not a victim shamer. I don't do that. But I need us, especially the younger women, to start looking at the examples and learning from them and stop repeating the same mistakes. I'm going to share this with y'all. I'm not going to let it play all the way through because it's, hey, Lyra, I'm glad you can make it too. Because it's a 30-minute video, but you will be able to see um, the channel that posted it. But I want to talk about this.
So this lady agreed to meet up with a man she barely knew for $500 and flew all the way from California to Houston just 3 days after her 24th birthday. Now, the man sends a ride to come get her. Except the ride doesn't take her to him, but takes her to some address he doesn't even live at anymore. That step was intentional.
I'm her father, I'm the face of her, and I'm her representative in her fight to come home.
This is her dad, talking about the last place anybody saw his daughter, getting into a car with a man he couldn't put a name to.
Reach out, go in your heart. Just if you know something, even if you want the $5,000, just say something, call in with something, give us something.
That man is the reason people are still saying her name years later. Hey, everyone.
Niggas try to play, but that come with consequences.
Felicia Marie Johnson was the oldest of 3 children. She and her siblings stayed with her father, Kevin, in San Diego, California. By the time Felicia was in her 20s, she'd built a following online under the name Olivia Marie. She posted often, paid attention to her look, and had her sights set on modeling. Too, Felicia turned 24, and her family gathered in San Diego to celebrate her. 3 days after that celebration, Felicia flew from San Diego to Houston, Texas. She checked into a hotel in the medical center area, settled in, and kept texting her family regularly, checking in the way she always did. To everyone back home, there was nothing to worry about. At least, not yet. Now here's where things get complicated. Before Felicia landed in Houston, she'd reportedly already been in contact with a man there. The two of them arranged to meet up, and he offered her $500. So she agreed. That agreement is what set the rest of this in motion. On Friday, April 15th, Felicia visited an adult entertainment club called Cover Girls at 10,310 West Little York Road in Northwest Houston in hopes of getting hired as a dancer. There were no positions open that night, so she left and went back to her hotel. Early the next morning, around 3 a.m. on Saturday, April 16th, a rideshare was ordered to pick Felicia up from her hotel. But the address given to the driver wasn't where the man actually lived anymore. It was an old address on Windchase Boulevard, a place he hadn't lived at in years. The man met Felicia there, drove her from that address to his real apartment over on South Richmond Avenue. Now here's the thing about that address switch. Every rideshare trip leaves a record. Pickup point, drop-off location, timestamps, all of it gets logged. If anybody ever went looking, that record would be there, waiting to be pulled. But by sending the ride to a place he didn't actually live at anymore, then meeting Felicia there in his own vehicle, he created a break in that trail. The official record shows one location. What actually happened was a second undocumented handoff nobody could trace. After that, nobody heard from Felicia again. No calls, texts, or social media activity. That Saturday afternoon, while Felicia's dad, Kevin, was back in San Diego growing more uneasy by the hour, surveillance cameras at a nearby store picked up a man walking the aisles with his right hand bandaged. He bought trash bags, gloves, a flashlight, and towels. Later that same day, he showed up at a medical clinic and told staff he'd cut himself opening boxes. They treated the cut and documented it. Kevin had been trying to reach Felicia since Saturday afternoon. By Sunday, the silence had gone on long enough that he started calling around, trying to find anybody who might know where she was. Here is Kevin alongside Felicia's stepmother, Myra, describing what those first days felt like.
I've been dealing with depression. I've been dealing with severe PTSD, anxiety, hypertension, high blood pressure, you name it.
On Sunday, April 17th, the same man went back out and bought more supplies, including a mechanical saw. According to reports, Kevin called Houston police and was told what in his position here at the police station and filed a missing persons report. Still feeling like the pace didn't match the situation, he hired from Felicia's phone and located it near Bear Creek Pioneers Park off Highway 6 and Clay Road.
I can't put it into words. I'm trying to hold myself together and not just break down. I don't know what my baby is or what's being to it.
Investigators reached the park, which was a large wooded area. They recovered Felicia's purse and several of her belongings scattered around. Felicia herself. Her phone turned up too, found on the side of the road. Kevin printed hundreds of flyers with Felicia's photo, a number to call, and put them up all over Houston. Community members organized search parties. Volunteers walked sections of the park, checking brush, ditches, wooded stretches, anywhere something might be hidden. The FBI eventually joined the investigation. a community activist learned what was happening and held a press conference. The phone was unsettling. There were photos of people who investigators couldn't identify. No names attached, no to the Winchase Boulevard address, and from there to the apartment on South Richmond Avenue. Surveillance footage showed a car leaving that apartment complex about an hour after Felicia would have arrived, and traffic cameras placed the same car near Bear Creek Park around the time her phone signal was last detected there. Investigators got a search warrant for the apartment and recovered evidence connected to Felicia inside it. The man they were now looking at was 28-year-old Chukwuebuka Nwoburo. Chukwuebuka had spent most of his life in Houston. His family background was Nigerian, but he was raised locally and went through school in the Fort Bend district. On paper, nothing about him stood out. No arrests, no convictions, nothing that would raise a flag on a background check. But there was something in his past that never made it onto any official record. Reportedly, a woman had come forward to police years earlier about an incident involving him and filed a report, then chose not to pursue it further. The case closed before any charges were filed. As a result, nothing was ever recorded, and there was no warning attached to his name anywhere Felicia could have found it, even if she had gone looking. On May 13, 2022, Houston police pulled Chukwuebuka over during a traffic stop. They already had warrants ready, so they searched his car on the spot. Inside, they found a weapon, a knife, a shovel, and cleaning supplies. They took him into custody and seized his phone. What they found on that phone was unsettling. There were photos of people who investigators couldn't identify. No names attached, no location data, and no timestamps, just the photos themselves. Despite everything they had, the apartment evidence, the car evidence, the surveillance placing him at every key location, investigators said they didn't yet have enough to hold him, so they released him. As investigators kept building the case against him, they obtained his internet search history, covering the days after Felicia disappeared. Investigators kept digging, and Chukwuebuka's internet search history started raising serious concerns. On April 20th, he searched into whether certain household items could destroy evidence. 7 days later, he searched how to erase his browsing history completely. The day after that, his searches touched on evading capture and on how someone might avoid detection after being responsible for the loss of a life. Somewhere in that same stretch, he also searched the cheapest places to live outside the country. On April 30th, nearly 2 weeks after Felicia disappeared, he was still searching for escorts in Houston. And on May 3rd, he searched whether police could access a missing person's phone records. Weeks later, in June 2022, Houston police formally filed charges, homicide and tampering with evidence. They issued a warrant for his arrest, but by then, he'd already had weeks to disappear. Chukwuebuka walked out of that police station on May 13th, 2022, got in his car, and drove away.
So that story is about Felicia Johnson. This happened a few years back. If you want to finish watching it, Real Life Consequence is the channel. She flew to meet a stranger for $500. Then he cut her into pieces. Her remains were found eventually in, I think it's called Sam Houston Forest. We always joke, ladies joke about getting flued out, but this is the kind of stuff that can occur. This is the kind of stuff that can happen. And while for the most part, a lot of women just end up, you know, just end up stuck out at the airport or stuck out without a hotel room or, stuck out without a ride. Hey, Legba, my love, how are you, family? I hope you're having a good Monday. While a lot of women, oh, remind me to tell you something too, Legba, don't let me forget. um, while, people will post stories their experiences. It's ha funny. They going back and forth with the man. This is the kind of stuff that can happen for getting flued out. And we living in times where, y'all, people are, thank you, my baby. People are doing crazy things. Please don't ever put a dollar amount on your life and get caught up and you end up disappearing. But on another note, on the side of the women who do get flued out and get stuck at the airport, get stuck without an Uber ride, get stuck without a hotel room, without an Airbnb, I need y'all to honestly answer for me. What the fuck are you expecting? You think these men just buying you a flight to come and see them because they really like you? And again, I'm not one to victim blame, victim shame, because y'all already know Auntie done did some shit in her life. But be for real. And I don't care if it's $150 flight on Spirit. You honestly think that man is paying for you a flight to just come and take you to dinner and twiddle your thumbs? Come on now, girls. Come on, ladies. You got to do better. And why are y'all traveling with no money? Hey, Dee Dee, how are you, my baby? I hope you're feeling good today. I was going to text you earlier and I forgot. I really need to know. And listen, old hoes, any old hoes that see this video, old hoes, y'all need to start schooling the young hoes. Real talk. Because they got the game fucked up. I don't know what is happening. I don't know. I don't know if I think what's happening, this is just my opinion. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. This is just my opinion. I think the men are trying to scam the women out their drawers, and the women is trying to scam the men out their money. And at the end of it all, nobody, hey, Jackie, how are you? And at the end of it all, nobody's getting anything. Nobody's getting anything. So why can't y'all let's be adults here. Let's be adults. Why can't y'all have the conversation ahead of time? Common sense is an endangered species. Yes. Oh, good, Jackie. I hope things have been going well. You right, Legba. Common sense, baby. Common sense is about to be something you go look at in a museum and say, oh, I remember when people had that. Not anymore. You got women making videos talking about he flew me out and now he's mad because I won't give him no cootie cat. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be real with y'all. If I flew a man out to see me and he wasn't giving up no meat, I'd be pissed off too. I would be pissed off too because I'm telling you right now, when I become a millionaire, oh, I'm going to be tricking on some young niggas. Trust me, I'm buying my Gucci belt, buying my pair of Nikes, and let them know, hey, you got to pay the pipe. Or take them to a nice dinner and be like, you do know where this is heading at the end of the night, right? Oh, okay. Have my first skills demo tomorrow. Okay, good. Good. I'm happy to hear that. So yeah, I'm just saying, I'm working on being rich for a lot of reasons, but that's one of them. That's definitely one of them. Because like Denzel say, I'm leaving here with something. Miss Tydra, all I'm saying is, when y'all start seeing, a few months from now, when y'all start seeing the men coming to the internet, it's going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be a whole Netflix documentary. Surviving Fat Girl Freestyle. That lady wined and dined me for a whole week took me on a yacht, took me on a vacation, bought me clothes, bought me tennis shoes, put a few dollars in my pocket. And when she finished with me, she tossed me to the side. Don't hate the player, hate the game, my nigga. Hate the game. That's all I'm saying. But I digress. I digress. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. I'm gonna be on there with my sunglasses. I'm even give me a couple of pinky rings. I'm gonna really sell it. I'm gonna give me a couple of pinky rings. I'm gonna be like, look at here now. Let me tell you something. Ah, but real stuff like yeah, you know, like well, our cancer through and through, baby, raised by two Scorpios. I'm glad you know it. But I just don't understand why people are like, why, y'all? Why? It just boggles my mind. Y'all think, and then you tell a man I'm on my period. He fly you out, he get you there, take you to dinner, put you in a nice hotel, and then you, oh, I'm on my period. What? Now y'all know me. Y'all been watching me for a while. I'm never on the side of no man. Never. I am never on the side of a man. But baby, I'm spending my money. You coming all the way here. What you thought I wanted to do? Hold your hand? Y'all got to do better. And if that's the plan y'all are going to have, please have money to get your Ubers. Please have money to buy your return ticket. Please have money to get your own hotel room. Don't be like some of these young ladies who got to call their friends to scrape up money so they could get back home. Don't be that way. If y'all are gonna do these things, y'all got to be smart. And then you put yourself in a dangerous situation because if you think that man, yeah, you do know, but if you think that man is gonna let that slide and not try and do you something, yes, leg, but at least have them buy you a round trip ticket and put it in your name. Don't let them leave it in. Let them put it in your name. Make sure it's in your name. Oh, that's you, Jack. I'm like, who the hell? That's you, girl. That's right, leg, but at least have them buy you a round trip ticket. Put it in your name, baby. Oh, you're gonna be stuck like Chuck. And I just want to know, I wish I had more young people to join the live so they could like explain what the mindset is. Like what is the line of thinking? And again, all of this goes to what we talked about last week with the tricking and the woman, convincing all these young chicks to go to Miami and get with the tricks, and then it turns into sex trafficking and all this. Y'all got to do things a certain way. Right, Miss Tadra, scamming. They're trying to scam each other. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because somebody ends up stuck, somebody ends up hurt. Hey Terry, happy Monday. Somebody ends up stuck, somebody ends up hurt, somebody ends up in a bad situation. Like this young lady that I was playing the video, Felicia Johnson. She lost her life. But they don't have the same guidance. And you know what else they don't have? They do not have a sense of self-preservation. Yeah, that's true, Jackie. The recruiters also get threatened. But they don't have a sense of self-preservation. They have no connection to their intuition. Nothing. And it's so many times that I hear these stories from people, especially from young women, and they're saying, I had a feeling, I had a bad feeling, but I ignored it. I just kept going. No, right? Like with self-respect either. I had a feeling, but I don't know. I just kept going. I went with it anyway. You can't ignore that feeling. That's your intuition. That's your ancestors trying to save your life. That's your spirits trying to save your life, trying to keep you out of trouble. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. And I'm sorry if I offend anybody. I don't mean to offend anybody when I say this. But ain't no mediocre dick worth your life. And 9 times out of 10, the dick is mediocre. It ain't nothing to write home about. And that's real shit. Two humps and a pump, and that's all you getting. And it's not worth any of that. I'm not saying even if he lasted 20, 30, 45 minutes. I'm not saying that either, but I'm just making the comparison that it's not worth the trouble. And why can't he come to you? Why you got to go to him? Tell him come to you. Tell him pay for his own flight. You get your hotel room. You come to where I live, and we'll go on a date and we'll see from there. Don't you never ever go to an unfamiliar place where you don't have no friends, where you don't have no family, where you don't have anybody that you can call. Excuse me. And then you get on the internet hooting and hollering like a crazy person, like we supposed to be on your side. I'm certainly not going to be on your side because you should know better. You should know better. Y'all have access to the internet and all types of information. Y'all should know better. Absolutely know better. I don't want y'all to get hurt. I don't want y'all to, I just don't want nothing to happen to y'all. And I feel like with everything that's happening with our young people, with Nolan Wells, I have to wonder if there was something, any type of inkling or indication that let him know he was in danger and he just ignored it. Yes, Terry, you're not going anywhere you're unfamiliar with. And listen, back in the days, I used to do it. I used to do it. I would go in, I would hop in a car, meet a man, because I'm telling my age now, but this was back in the days on the chat line. Talking to somebody, meeting somebody. Oh yeah, I'm gonna come and see you. I go drive and see him. I got a story for y'all. I got a story for everything. I realize. Falling for smiles and looks instead of seeing on a spiritual level. Amen, Legba. You right about that, baby. You ain't never told a lie. The fact that she left California to come to Texas to be a dancer, you would have made more money in California. Well, I think while she was there, she was going to try and make some extra money. I think while she was there, she was going to try and make some extra money. And that's why she did that. But he was supposed to be paying her for her time as well, which, you know, even exchange ain't robbery. I believe that. You want something, I want something too. Let's help each other out. And there you go. However, that ain't how I work. That's not how, yeah, that's not how it works. Exactly. Back then I would too. Now I know better. Yeah, me too, Terry. Me too. So I drove to, where was this nigga at? Met on the chat line, okay? First of all, the nigga catfished me. I used to shake my ass for cash. That's not how that worked. If she was just gonna be down here for a split second. I don't know. I don't think she was moving there. I don't know. I'm just assuming. I don't know. Maybe she was going. I don't know, Miss Sandra. It sounded a little funny to me too, but I thought, I said, well, maybe it's one of them clubs that they have a guest dancer You know, they'll come in from out of town for a couple of days. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yes, Lyra. The chat line was the shit back in the day. Met him on the chat line, okay? And you know, we had Facebook back then, so we could go look at each other's pictures and shit. So we knew what each other looked like. So I'm like, you know what? I ain't got nothing to do. Oh no. Oh no. Older men at 13. Oh no. No, 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 no. Um, in fact, I remember it so good, y'all. My sister had a black Cadillac SUV at the time. This is when the black Cadillac SUVs were real popular. This is when they first came out. The people have already been paid. Oh well, I don't know. Um, but this my sister had a black Cadillac SUV, and I can't remember where she was that I was driving it. Hey, Kendra, my baby. I can't remember where she was that I was driving it, and she was driving something else. Anyway, he was in. It was either Jeanerette or Gina, Louisiana, because it was a nice little drive away. Okay, it was a nice little drive away. You know what? Let me. I got me. I'm not gonna show the front of the can because this is not sponsored, but yeah. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I got this after I tell you this story. Well, let me tell you first because I'm about to pop it open. um, Yesterday was my cousin's birthday. Leg, but you still here? This is what I got to tell you. Yesterday was my cousin's birthday. I don't know y'all if y'all remember, but last year in August of 2025, two of my cousins were killed while they were on the. Yes, it is, Kendra. Two of my cousins were on the side of the road. Listen up, Blake, but this is what I want to tell you. Two of my cousins, they were sisters. My daddy's older sister, two of her daughters, were on the side of the road because one of them had gotten sick. They got out the car, um, and someone hit them and killed them. And her birthday was yesterday. The younger sister, her birthday was yesterday, and they were both very close to my dad. The younger sister was very close to my mom, and yesterday was very emotional. And I said I was gonna drink. She like Crown. She like Crown. I don't have no Crown. That's all I got. So cheers to her and her first heavenly birthday. They are both dearly loved and dearly missed. But and this what I want to tell you, Legba. Thank you, my baby. I appreciate it. I got some good news today though about the man. The ancestors are working, the spirits are working, Legba. Because you know they didn't arrest the guy. They said it was just an unfortunate accident. Didn't press no charges or nothing. My mama called me today to tell me that man then lost his job, his wife, and his car. So them spirits are working, baby. It took a little while, but they working. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. And when she told me that, I laughed. My cousin, whose mother was killed, the other sister, the older sister, he's been keeping up with everything. So he's been trying to pursue something. He's been trying to be yes, leg, but yes, absolutely about to be walking the streets, talking to himself. Yes, absolutely. But my cousin who lives out in the area where it happened, he's been trying to get something done. He's been trying to get something to happen, and the spirits are working. He lost his job. The wife then left him, and he ain't got no car no more. And my mama called to tell me that, and I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed. And this is why I tell people: nothing you do in life, nothing you do, you escape. You don't get away with anything. And even if you don't answer for it in this realm, you are going to answer for it in the next one for sure. But sometimes we are allowed to bear witness. We're allowed to bear witness to the spirits working. And I am grateful because I want his life to be completely miserable, because our lives are miserable. Our lives are forever changed. Absolutely. Baby, haunt away. Haunt away, please. Make him go bald too while you're at it. Make him lose every stitch of hair on his body. Give him alopecia, eyebrows, mustache, hair on the top of his head to the bottom of his feet. Everything. Make him look like a fucking mole rat. Salute. Or as my daddy would say, a la santé. Yeah, it's about that time. It's coming up on the year in a couple of weeks. So that first year is always hard. Good. I'll have my ear ready to hear whatever it is. So yeah. I did have a dream last night about their sister that passed away. Her and I were close. She passed away from cervical cancer years ago. A plucked chicken, Terry. Absolutely. I want him to be like a fucking clucking chicken. Yes. But the baby sister that passed years ago, she was a supporter of mine. She came to my plays. She bought my books. Wonderful. She died from cervical cancer a few years back. And yesterday I was sad. I was crying. All right, labor. I'm gonna leave them alone. But yesterday I was crying. I was thinking about them. I was thinking about my dad, because I know wherever they at, they cutting up together for sure. And her name was Stacy. And Stacy came to me in a dream last night. And she was smiling and she looked good and she was happy. And it felt so wonderful to see her. And I know that was her letting me know that everybody's okay. She's the one that showed up when my daddy was in the hospital. And when I saw her, when I dreamt about her, that's how I knew my daddy was leaving. Because she was happy when she saw me. My daddy was sick. I was, and she showed up in a dream and she was smiling and she was happy and she looked her, old healthy self. And I was just crying my eyes out. I love you too, family. I love you too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel those hugs. I feel them. I need them. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But that's how I knew my daddy was leaving, because she showed up in my dream. And then she showed up last night. And so when I woke up this morning, I was feeling better. I was feeling a lot better, because she came and she brought me some peace and comfort. And for anybody who has lost a loved one, regardless of what you believe, physically, physically, they have shed this body. But the spirit, the soul, the energy continues to go on. I remember when my neighbor, Mr. Earl, my old neighbor, where I grew up at by my mama, he told me when his sister died, She came to him in his bedroom. He was sleeping, and he said, I heard her calling my name, Earl, Earl, Earl. And he said he sat up and he saw her just like he was looking at me, talking to me. It's funny you say that because my youngest son went fishing yesterday, Legba. It's funny that you say that because my youngest son went fishing yesterday, and I told him, I said, I'm sure your papa was there with you. So thank you for saying that. I will. I will. But he says yeah, definitely confirmation. He said she told him because he said, well, where did you go? Where you at? And she said, I'm just on the other side. You can't see me, but I can see you. That's what she told him. I'm just on the other side. So they aren't far. It's just they're not in the fishing in the fishing realm. Girl, you got me, baby. You got me saying the wrong thing. But that's funny that you say that because he caught catfish yesterday. He caught a bunch of catfish yesterday, Lake. But that's funny that you say that. He caught buku catfish yesterday. That's crazy. All right, there. I'm trying to finish my story there. But thank you for showing up. I always appreciate it. Leg, but thank you, family, for always sharing your messages coming through. Make me feel better. I appreciate you. But Jeremy did catch a bunch of catfish yesterday. And it's funny that you say that too, because my daddy made his own tool to take the catfish off the line. Cause you know you can't hey Joanne, they're I don't you right, I shouldn't. I don't know what you call them things that stick out the cat off the side of the catfish mouth. But they're very, if they stick you, they can hurt you. So you can't, you know, touch them. You can't get too close to flip them off the hook. Whiskers. Thank you, Kendra. Thank you, Joanne. I only been here like 40 minutes, so you good. Uh but he made his own little thing that he used to barbs. Thank you, Legba. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That he used to flip the catfish off. I wanted to ask Jeremy how he got. I need to call him later and ask him how he got the catfish off the line. But yeah, he went fishing yesterday and he caught some catfish. Thank you, Joanne. And he, because my daddy taught him how to clean fish. My daddy taught him how to open oysters. My daddy, Jeremy was at my daddy's hip since Jeremy started walking. Jeremy used to hang out with my daddy and his best friend, Uncle Alan. And that's why I tell Jeremy, yes, yes, absolutely. That's why I tell Jeremy he's a cranky old man now because I let him hang out with them too much when he was little. But it was a blessing. It was a blessing. I'm grateful. I truly am. So yeah, that's why I got my water with the essence of the cut, and I'm sipping tonight. A la Santé, like my daddy said. I had 3 of these about a week and a half ago. 3 other flavors, and I was done. Oh yeah. Absolutely. My daddy loved the ladies for sure. I learned my lesson back in the day when me and a friend girl went to meet some guys. They stood us up and we were left sitting in the car with a cow looking. cow. Damn, and double damn. Oh my God. Yes, Kendra, raise your gastrointestinal helper soda. A la santé. It's the same thing. My poet would drink water off of a shrimp. He do like the ladies like, but you got him down, baby. But let me get back to telling y'all. All right, Day, you gotta make your exit now, Day. I'm about to tell this story. So getting back, I want to say it was Gina I went to because it was a nice little ride. I think he was in Gina, Louisiana. So I said, all right, so I'm gonna drive to you. I said, you know what? I'm gonna spend the night. I said, I'm gonna get a hotel room and I'm gonna spend the night. Unfortunately, the classiest place they had in the area was a Motel 6. Auntie don't do. Yeah, like, but please don't text it to me. Text it to me. Um, that was the classiest place in the area was the Motel 6. And if you know Auntie, I like my shit a little fancy. But I say, you know what? It's just for one night. It's cool. Y'all got to stick around for this story because I'm telling you, it's always an adventure for me. Always. So I already knew what I was going there to do. Okay. I wasn't driving, I think it was like a 3 hour drive. I was not driving no 3 hours. I haven't had the lime margaritas and I haven't had I don't like espresso martini, but I will try the lime. So it was like a 3 hour, 3.5 hour drive. I remember I had braids. Yeah, buckle up, Dee Dee. Buckle up, Dee Dee. Kendra, the lights was barely working. Let me just say that. Basically, it was the local home motel. But anyway, I don't judge nobody. Get what you could get. Anyway, so I get there. He like, oh, you gotta come pick me up. First of all, I signed up for meat. I didn't sign up to be no fucking Uber. I was signing up for a meat delivery. Okay. Um, I don't know. Text it to me, like, but I have an idea what it might be, but text it to me. I'm a let me finish this story and then I'm gonna explain what I think it might be about the tree. So anyway, um, so I'm like, all right, whatever. It was a dream, a talking tree in a dream. Yeah, text it to me. But when I finish this, I'm gonna tell you the connection with the tree and him growing up down in the country. So I said, all right, I go to pick him up. First of all, I pick him up from one of the shackiest shacks I have ever seen in my life. And again, this is the country. I make no judgments. But I've never seen somebody live in a house that looked like it was put together with toothpicks, popsicle sticks, and Elmer's glue. And I shit you not. Okay. So I'm like, you know what, Kim? I'm not here to judge. I'm here to get what I need to get. So he comes out. He looks nothing like his pictures on Facebook. Let me just say that. Oh wow. Oh wow, D Love. Okay. Hopefully it was a good message, a good experience. So I'm like, okay, Auntie ain't. Anyway, I said, well, I'm here. I drove all this way. What Denzel say? I'm leaving with something. I'm leaving with something. Got to see it through, my boy. Got to see it through. So he get in the car, and I'm like, okay, I need to go, check in to the motel. So he's like, okay, cool, no problem. He wasn't bad looking, but he looked like he had been in an accident at some point in his life because of the way he walked. And I don't know. I don't know. Seemed like there may have been a head injury involved, but I digress. Because again, I put myself in this situation. I made this choice. I didn't get flued out, but I drove. I drove, took a road trip. So go to Motel 6, right? There was some debacle with me checking in at the desk. It took like 30 minutes to check in. It was a whole bunch of shit going on. People all walking back and forth in the lobby, hollering, screaming. Just all kind of crazy shit going on. Again, signs. You have all of these signs, but you ignore the shit. And you like, I'm just going to push through. Yes, Janet, a gingerbread house. Not even that sturdy, though. Not even that sturdy. Again, signs. You have all these signs. Yes, lady, I was trying to be nice. So get up to the room. The room is okay, but I'm like, I don't know if I can spend the night here, which I hadn't spent that much. I hadn't spent that much for the room. The room was maybe $50, $60. It wasn't that much. But I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, I don't think I can spend the night here, but let's get it on. So I said, let me freshen up. We're going to do what we came here to do. I'm going to be nice. Take you to get something to eat when we finish. I'm going to take you back home and I'm going to get on the road. Because one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get me, I'm going to feed you, and I'm going to, in the words of Magnolia Shorty, and listen closely, okay? Magnolia Shorty say, I'm going to fuck you, baby, and then I'm going to duck you, baby. And that's what the fuck I do. Anyway, back in my younger days, that ain't me now. I'm a reformed woman. So he like, all right, cool. So I go in the bathroom, freshen myself up, come out, we petting on each other and shit. I noticed he still got his bottoms on. I'm like, how you gonna do anything and you still, like you ain't, you didn't even get comfortable. He's like, I will, I'm good, I'm good. So, not to tell y'all too much, but I used to like to stand up and, from behind, and you know what I'm saying. And there was a desk, so I was able to put my leg up. He was behind me. I couldn't see. Of course we had protection, all that. I couldn't see anything. So he's doing his thing, and I'm kind of into it. It was okay. But something felt weird. Like something felt really weird. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, something is happening here, and something doesn't feel like the normal um, appendages. So, so I'm like, we gotta. I said, okay. I said, listen, we gotta. I said, let's go over to the bed. I said, let's get more comfortable, because I'm trying to see what's going on. Y'all, I stand up and I turned around. This nigga had a testicle the size of a soccer ball. Like, And I might be exaggerating, but the bitch was huge. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God, how the fuck did I not notice this shit? And I'm like, I said, dude, I said, what is going on? He was like, it ain't nothing. I had this little issue. He was like, nah, it ain't nothing. I just been having this little issue. I said, nigga, I said, that is not normal. I said, do you see how big your testicle is? I said, man, what do you have going? I said, is it cancer? I said, what is happening? He's like, I don't really know. I just woke up one day and it was like, I said, you a fucking lie. I said, you didn't just wake up one day and your testicle was big like that. I said, you need to go to the hospital. I said, it could be a hernia. I said, God knows what is going on. I said, nah, man. I said, oh no. I said, I'm good. I said, I'm good. I'm good. I said, look. I said, let's go get something to eat. I said, we're gonna go get something to eat. I said, I'm gonna bring you home. I said, cause I said, nah. He was like, man, why not? He was like, man, my dick working out. I said, sir, you are not about to be hunching on me and your testicle is the size of a bowling ball. I'm not doing that. Right? It was just one side. I kid y'all not. It was like this fucking big. It was like Henry the Eighth. No joke. It was huge, and it was just one side of it. And I'm like, it's got to be a hernia or something. Something is a growth. Something is taking place over here, but that's not okay. It's not okay. So I gathered my stuff because I brought my, a bag to freshen up and stuff. Gathered all my stuff, and we went to the car. We ended up eating at, yes, the things I experienced. I need to know at this point in my life, you would think I would just mind my fucking business. But so we went to Waffle House. We chatted. Yeah, I mean, really, because the whole ride, I'm like, man, that's not, I said, that's not normal. I said, you think that's normal? I said, are you not in pain, discomfort, something? He's like, nah, I don't really feel it. And I thought to myself, I said, man, that testicle probably dead as a fucking doorknob. Dead as a fucking doorknob at this point. We went, we ate at Waffle House, and I brought him home, and I got back on the highway. I'm sorry, Miss Tydra. I'm sorry, Miss Tydra. I'm just saying, I have had some experiences. And I didn't even tell y'all about the time I met this dude this was at the MRV. This was at the MRV, baby. I had to duck out on his ass. It was a testicle spectacle. Yes, yes. I had to duck out on this dude, man. He went and got the room. I said, I'm gonna come and meet you. So we meet up. First of all, he wanted to keep all the lights off. That should have been, see what I'm saying? Red flag, red flag, red flag right there. Why wasn't I paying attention? Red flag. He wanted to keep all the lights off. I might be fat, but I need some kind of light because I want to see, and I want to be seen. I don't give a fuck about none of that. So I'm glad you could join us tonight, Miss Tydra. So he get you talk about a red flag on a plate. So he's on the bed. He like, come on, come lay with me, come lay with me. So I'm like, all right. So I get undressed. Of course, I had my stuff on the dresser. So I lay next to him and we kissing. First of all, his breath stank. And I didn't realize that until I started kissing him. So that was number one. Breath stank. I was like, can't do it. So he go to feeling all on me. I go to feeling all on him. And I'm so serious, y'all. I'm so serious what I'm about to tell y'all. Y'all know I'm very honest with y'all. So I'm feeling around his manly place because I want to feel what's going on. When I tell you, now he wasn't circumcised. Let's start there. You all right, Jamie? You good? You good? You good? Wasn't circumcised. Now, when I tell you, when I pulled it back, when I slid that skin back, and it was just my hand, my face wasn't nowhere near it. Face wasn't nowhere near it. When I tell you it smelled like somebody had cut open a shark's stomach, I'm talking cut open a great white's stomach. Do you hear me? Have you ever been around when they cut open a big fish's stomach? It stank. It stank. Okay? Like nothing you've ever smelled before in life. It stank. Smelled like they had cut open a great white shark. And then I felt something that was crusty. I don't know. It was disgusting. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I said, because if nothing else, I'm tactful. I said, ooh, I have to pee. I said, I'm going to be right back. He was like, all right, cool. I got out of the bed and I tiptoed. I scooped. Hey, Nasha. I didn't see where you subscribe, baby. I got to find your channel. Type your channel in here, Nasha. This is my good friend Nasha, y'all. You got to subscribe to her channel. This is my girl. She's been my girl for a long time. One of the sweetest people y'all will ever know. Type your channel in here, Nasha, so we can follow you, so we can subscribe. I scooped my clothes off the dresser. You good, baby? Scoop my clothes off the dresser. I love you too, my girl. I'm just talking about a time, Nasha, where I had a little rendezvous at the MRV when the MRV was still open. I went and met this man. He had all the lights cut off in the room, first of all. That's number one. Had all the lights cut off in the room. He get in the bed. We go to touching and stuff. He wasn't, if I had it labeled, I would have. He wasn't circumcised, Nasha. So I'm feeling on him. I went to pull it back, and baby, the stench. The stench. I told him it smelled like somebody had cut open a great white stomach and all the content spilled out. It was horrendous. Horrendous. And then there was some kind of crustiness going on. So I excused myself. I said, oh, let me use the bathroom. He said, okay, no problem. I scooped my clothes off the dresser. I went in that bathroom. I got dressed in the dark. I don't even know if my clothes was right side. I don't even know. I got dressed in the dark. Yeah, it was horrible, Nasha. Horrible. I got dressed in the dark. Okay. I slowly opened the bathroom door and I heard him snoring. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm about to sneak out this bitch real fast. Baby, I went out that front door so fast, raced down to my car, hopped in my car, and pulled the fuck off. Of course, I washed my hands, About, I don't know, about 10 minutes later, he started calling and texting my phone. Talking about you down bad. You left, you gone, you down bad. You left me in here and paid. Baby, I don't know what you had going on down there. Okay? But you weren't about to give me, sir. And how do just thinking about it, baby, I need a drink. I share, girl, no indeed, no. No indeed, no. This was years ago, Nasha. This was years ago. No indeed, no. Hopefully he got that checked. But I share these experiences so y'all don't have to go through this, okay? I share these experiences so y'all don't have to go through this. But I'm telling y'all, baby, and it hasn't, if I did, I wouldn't have, not sure. If I did, I wouldn't have recognized him. He'd have recognized me before I recognized him. Because in the words of Magnolia Shorty, I'm gonna fuck you, baby. Then I'm gonna duck you and you're out my mind. Boom, there you go. Cheers. That's it, that's all. That's it, that's all. And you know what? You say that, Nasha, and I don't think I've ever had an encounter where I ran into, nope, there was one time at um the Smoothie King Center. I was with the kids. This was a while back. I was with the kids. And this nigga I had been fooling with, he was there with his wife or his girlfriend, whoever she was. I don't know. When he saw me, his eyes got big. He must have thought I was gonna talk to him or try and say something. I stuck my nose in the air and kept on going. Nigga, I don't know you, and you better not speak to me. Please don't talk to me in public. Because people don't know that I even know you. That's how I used to roll. That's how I used to roll, okay? But it wasn't all bad, y'all. I had some good experiences. I did. They were very few and far between. Now there was the wait. I need to ah! Do y'all want another story? It's 8:09. I cannot stay here past 9 o'clock, y'all. We all got work tomorrow, shit to do, things going on. I don't want to keep y'all up. Y'all want to hear another story? Do I ever think that I dated some that wasn't human? Um no. No, I've never had that experience. Do I feel like I have dated people who were warlocks? Yes. Um People who were like some kind of powerful spiritual being? Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Yeah. In fact, my most recent ex, the one I was with for 12 years, he had something. He was something. I could not figure, it wasn't a warlock. It wasn't He wasn't a warlock. He was something else. He wasn't like a reptilian. It wasn't anything like that, but he was definitely something because the spiritual connection between the two of us was so intense. Even now, sometimes, even though it's been a while since we've been together, even now, still sometimes I will feel him. In fact, I think that was in January. I had like this overwhelming sense that he was like going through something or dealing with something. I sent a text message to his phone. I was just like, "Hey, I feel you. I don't know what's going on, but just know that I'm praying for you." And that's all I said. And I left it at that because I didn't want him to think that I was trying to reconnect or anything. But it was just so overwhelming. I had to send that message. So I don't know. He gave you a fake severed finger. Larry gave you a fake severed finger. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Oh my God. That's hilarious. That is too fucking funny. But I mean, I don't know why I attract these types of people. It's certainly been very interesting. But this story I'm about to tell y'all. Now this happened. This we talking over 20 years ago. But this guy was actually he was a Mason. And if y'all know anything about Masons, some of them are very strange. But he was like high up in the degrees of being a Mason. So again, seemed fairly normal. Seemed fairly normal. Okay. Somebody else I met on the chat line. So we have been talking for a little while. And he asked me, he said, I got to go to Mississippi. He said, I got to go to Mississippi to pick my mom up. Do you want to come with me? I said, sure, no problem. So he picks me up. We riding. We on the highway. He start talking nasty. Talking about he want to see my. I said, I'm on my cycle. I said, it's towards the end. I said, but I'm on my cycle. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. He was like, I want to see it. I want to touch it. I want to see it. I want to touch it. And I'm like, no. He starts getting aggressive. I start getting scared. So I'm like, okay. So that's where that started. We get to Mississippi, get his mom, get her in the car. I'm like, I'll sit in the back. And he was like, nah, she could sit in the back. You sitting in the front. That's how he told me. He said, you sitting in the front. I said, oh, okay. So his mom is in the back. And Nasha, because he started like getting real aggressive. He started like almost yelling at me. Tell me, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I want to see it. I want to touch it. I want to. And I was younger, Nasha. I was younger. So his mama is in the back seat. We just riding in silence. Y'all not ready for this. Y'all not ready for this. I promise you. His mama is in the back and she starts going, oh, 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 like she's in pain. Okay. Oh, and she did it for a little while. Now he is driving. He turned all the way around. Shut the fuck up. I don't feel like hearing that motherfucking shit. And I'm just like, he is hollering at his mama like this and not even looking at the road. He's still driving the car, head turned way back, cursing her out in the back seat. At this point, I'm like, Kim, you done really got yourself in a situation. For real. So she's like, well, I just don't feel good. I don't feel good. I'm ready to be home. We on the way home. Shut the fuck up. And then just as quickly as that happened, he turned to me. He said, you all right, baby? You feeling all right? Just as I'm like, I'm good. No, girl, no, no. Then he tells me, like a motherfucker, bipolar like a motherfucker. Then he tells me, he said, well, we're gonna bring her home, and then I'm gonna bring you home. I'm like, fuck, I want to go home. So I'm like, okay. So we get to the house. I'm trying to stay in the car so he can get her inside. He like, nah, get out the car and you come inside. Why the fuck I did that, y'all? First of all, it was a double house, okay? A shotgun double. It was still separated until you got to the middle of the house. This dude had cut a space in the wall shaped like a door and put a thin piece of wood on some hinges to close it up. That was the door. I should have known. I should have walked out the fucking house. I should have just went got on the bus. When I saw that shit, I should have just walked out then. So he's getting his mom in the bed, getting her settled, asking her about her medicine. I didn't know he had a sister who was disabled. His sister lived on the same side with the mama, so the sister comes out the back with her walker, okay? I'm like, hey, how you doing? Damn. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Baby, baby. Why I spoke to that woman? Don't fucking speak to her. Bitch, get in the back. You probably didn't even take a fucking bath today. I'm so serious, y'all. He done went from cursing the mama out to cursing the sister out. And at this point, he started yelling at me. He telling me, go on the other side. Get on the fucking other side. I'm like, oh my God. So I go through the little floppy wooden door on the other side of the house, waiting on him, listening to him, flipping out on them, cursing them out. And I'm like, Lord, I got to get home. I got to get home. So he comes on the other side eventually, trying to get me to stay. And I told him, I said, no, I can't. I said, my mama got my baby. Like, I made up some shit. I'm like, my mama got my baby. I got to go. You need to get me home. So eventually, I did talk him into getting me home. He was like, well, look, I'm going to call you. I'm coming, Papa. I'm on live right now. You can hear me? Huh? I had a what? No, Papa, I'm telling them about back in the days. All the crazy guys I used to mess with. So he's like, I'm going to call you when I get home. I want to talk to you about something. I said, okay, no problem. This dude calls me when he gets home to tell me, I want you to be my woman. And this is what we're going to do. You're going to have my baby. He had a Barbie house door, like, but yes, he did. Leave me alone, Nasha. He said, I want you to have my baby. He said, look, I get a disability check. I did not know this. Didn't know it. He said, I get a disability check. I'm going to give you $100 a month for child support because, $100 a month is enough for a baby. That's going to take care of diapers and everything that baby needs. He had the whole thing planned out. The whole thing. Okay? Baby, I ain't never blocked somebody so fucking fast. I think in them days, you had to press like star, whatever it was, to block her. And then you had to type the number in to block it. That's how long ago this was. Baby, I didn't have some experiences, I'm telling you. Hey, Tiffany Ashley Brown. What you say, Papa? Huh? I thought you were gonna call me earlier. All right, call me about 9 o'clock here. Okay, we love you too, Papa. You got me talking in front of these people on my live. I did not press mute because I got what? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, Papa. Nasha say, Papa, not right now. We love you though. Nasha say, Papa, not right now. We love you though. I'm doing a little story time, Papa. Call me about 9 o'clock. Okay. All right, y'all. If I wouldn't have answered, he'd have kept calling. Okay. Give me some grace, y'all. Give me some grace. But baby, hey Tiffany Ashley Brown. I don't know why I attract these man. And the more I talk to y'all about it, and the more I think on some of the experiences I have had, a lot of these people are mentally fucking ill. But like I said, it has not been all bad. It hasn't. It hasn't been all bad. I've had some great experiences. I used to be wild. I used to be wild. Do y'all want to hear about one of the good experiences? One of the wild, amazing, incredible girl. I'm 100, baby. Legba. He said $100 in child support. You all, Nasha. You all. Y'all need to go follow her channel, subscribe to her channel. Now, I'm gonna give y'all a warning on this one, okay? Okay, we need a schmexy one. I'm gonna give y'all a warning on this one, baby. Okay, that man was packing that meat. Okay, I'm talking Oscar Mayer Meat Factory. So picture it: Christmas Eve, maybe 2001, 2002, somewhere around there, because Jeremy was really young. The meat man, yes. I still remember his name. His name was Shannon. He was a barber at Goodfellas. Shannon, if you see this, I still think about you, baby. Woo! Anyway, anyway. So it's Christmas Eve, right? My cousin used to always host Christmas Eve at her house. Yes, Terry, these were good times. This is shit that I would never do in this day and age. This was when things were still relatively safe. So we going as me, and I had somebody with me. So we go to my cousin's house. It was a chick, a girl. So we go to my cousin's house. We there with the kids, having a good time. And no, I'm telling the story wrong. We was on our way to my cousin's house for the party. We was on our way. I had my I was driving a gray Aerostar van. Y'all remember the four Aerostars? That's what I was driving. Anyway, We driving down Chef Mentor Highway, stopped at the light on Crowder and Chef. And if you're from New Orleans, you know exactly what I'm talking about, Crowder and Chef. Because my cousin's house, we could get to her house off of Chef Highway. So we ride. This dude pulls up next to us. Okay. And she looking, she like, oh, he cute. She's like, he kind of cute. So I started looking. I'm like, yeah, he is good looking. I said, you want to talk to him? She was like, oh no, I can't talk to no stranger. No, I can't. I said, watch this. I honked the horn, I rolled the window down. So he looked and he rolled his window down. I said, hey, how you doing? I said, happy holidays. He said, happy holidays to you too. This one, the East was safe. You could sit at the light and talk. He said, I'm good. How are you? I said, what you getting into? He was like, nothing, I'm going home. I said, we could come with you. And he started laughing. I said, I'm serious. I said, you think you can handle the both of us? He was like, she fucking right. He was like, take my number down. So we got his phone number. I'm like, we about to go to a Christmas Eve party real fast. I said, I'm gonna call you when we on the way. So she was like, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you did that. And I said, bitch, shut up, because you probably about to get the best dick of your life. And baby, was I right. Anyway, so we go to the party. We can't wait for this bitch to be over. Okay? Can't wait for it to be over because we ready to get to the nitty gritty. Like two fucking hot pockets. So we spent a little time with the family. Let the kids wear themselves out. So we go back to my house. She was like, who we gonna get to babysit the kids? I said, baby, my mama and daddy is home. I said, them children about to be asleep in my bed. I said, we sneaking out. I said, we sneaking out the house. Okay. So we went to the house, put the kids to sleep, made sure they was good and settled. Made sure my mom and daddy was good and settled before we left out. Yes. So I called him. Excuse me. Got his address. He lived out in Littlewood. See, I still remember where he lived at and everything. Shannon from Goodfellas. Barbershop used to be in Gentilly. In fact, I think they reopened. Anyway. So we go to his house, okay? And he was tall, slim, dark skinned. I love me a dark skinned man, baby. Love me a dark skinned man. So we sitting in the living room, we just kind of chit chatting. And he's like, well, what y'all want to do, you know? And the girl who I had with me, she wasn't really like, you know, she wasn't adventurous like that. But me, I had done all kind of shit at that point. So I was like, I said, you know what? I said, let her go first. He was like, all right. So I let her go first. And baby, I was all ears, listening. I was all like, okay, all up in it. So I don't know how much time passed. But when she came out that room, her hair was all over her head and she was walking funny. And she was like, whew. She was like, girl, whew. I said, my turn. I said, here I come. Baby, I went in that room. Shannon put me through the mattress, through the headboard, and through the wall. You hear what I'm saying? Okay, let me take my glasses off. Through the mattress, through the headboard, and through the wall. Yes, Terry. He wore both of our big asses out that night. When he was finished with me, he went back to her. When he was done with her for the second round, he came back to me. Yeah. You know I kept that number, right? That wasn't one of them fuck you and duck you moments. No. No, 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 no. I had to get with him a few more times after that. Mm-hmm. Shannon, if you see this, Shannon from Goodfellas, if you see this baby, call me. Ah! See, I came here with a serious topic. Like I always come here with a serious topic. And y'all always make me go off track. What kind of tribe are y'all? Y'all always got me going off track. I am a good, wholesome woman. I'm a good, wholesome woman. A good, wholesome woman, y'all. Why y'all do me this? I can't remember what this is. I'm gonna have to figure that out. You know what, Sarah? You right. I'm a good woman too, but I like that. What you say, Tracy? You right, like, but I should. I ain't gonna blame y'all. Yes, here's my number and a dime. Call me anytime. Call me when you need someone to talk to. Call me. Satisfaction guarantee. Call me. Yes. Yes, baby. Yes. Now that, Tiffany Ashley Brown, made me think of this white dude I used to mess with back in the day from Nebraska. I'm talking big old corn fed boy. Okay? Big, tall, thick, like some cold grits with extra cheese. Baby, we tore it down in City Park one night. Outside. And baby, he had mosquito bites all over his back, and I had mosquito bites all over my feet. They only bite me, they only ever bite me on my feet. I don't know why. But I had mosquito bites for days. I mean, scratching like nobody's fucking business. Yeah. And it was in the summertime, and it was hot, and it was humid. Out there sweating like two dogs. Child. Well, I like it outside, Mr. Hydra. It's fun outside. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Deep up in it like nobody's business. Okay. He was shucking my corn for real. Yes. He was shucking my corn. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. I had an encounter one time with this dude. How did I meet him? I think I met him on Facebook dating. This was a few years back. I think I met him on Facebook dating. He fucked me so good I couldn't even put my shoes on at the end of the night. I had to go home in his slides. That's how good that was. Yes, Legba. You heard what I said. Shucking my corn, baby. Shucking, shucking, shucking. I was outside, Joanne. Really outside. And had I known about all the weird shit that happened in City Park, I'd have never done that. I'd have never been out there doing that. In that kind of vulnerable position. No, indeed, no. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. Not in that kind of vulnerable position, baby. Ain't no way. Mm-mm. That City Park werewolf would have came up on us, and that'd have been a wrap. Couldn't put my shoes on, Terry. I said, baby, I'm gonna need a pair of your slides. I said, cause ain't no way I'm about to. I think I had my tennis. I said, ain't no way I'm about to force my feet back up in these tennis shoes. Then got the time and do it. I said, that's too much work right now. I said, I can't do it. I said, matter of fact, you're gonna have to bend over, pick my tennis up from me, and put them in my hand because I don't even have the strength to do that. Took me about 5 minutes to. Oh, that's when I still had my I had my truck, my F-150. Took me about 5 minutes to get my door unlocked because I couldn't get the key in the couldn't get the key in the door. You right, Tracy. There's nothing wrong with a free spirit. But again, these are things that I would not do now. These are things that I would not do now. I just, but I have had a good time in my life. I've had a good time. I've enjoyed myself. I've done everything I have ever wanted to do, and I have done it safely. He did, Miss Tadra, knock my brains around my head. He sure did. Yeah, I'm too scared to not, Teresa. I don't even, just the thought of it. I'll get back to it, Cheryl. I'm trying to finish transferring everything to the other channel now. I gotta bring the podcast back too. But yeah, I'm too scared to do it now, but I'm glad I had that experience. I'm glad I have the stories, the tales to tell. Yeah, it was a fun ride. Yes, Terry, I'm a lot more cautious now. I am. And that's why I want, the young ladies, the young women to be safe because times have changed so much. People have changed so much. You can't. I was engaged to a man that I met on a chat line for a one night stand. We ended up engaged, you know? So, but that was then. That was then. That's the one I told y'all about the other night who turned out to be a cross dresser. The one who I saw the video of him getting down with his ex-wife, that was him. We met on the chat line, ended up, engaged and talking about getting married and shit. So he was also a very talented artist. I don't I don't want to take anything away from him because he's a very talented artist. But yeah, couldn't do it, buddy. Couldn't do it. I don't know if I ever told y'all before about him, but he's the one that took the scenes off the cans of the Arizona tea. Remember they used to have the ladies in the garden, the Japanese ladies in the garden. I think it was 4 cans that had different scenes. He painted all 4 of them on his bathroom wall. It was a mural on his bathroom wall from one end up to the other. It was beautiful. Beautiful. But yeah, them days is over, baby. Them days is over. Oh, Legba, the tree. So when my dad was younger, he grew up in Burris. He's from Plaquemines Parish. So when he was younger, when they were sick, um, well, specifically, my dad and a few of his siblings had asthma. They were born with asthma. As they would grow, they would mark the tree, and the belief was that by marking the tree, I think he said, I'm gonna have to call my aunt and ask her, but I think he said my grandmother would get them to stand against the tree or sit under the tree or something like that. And she would cut into the tree, and that was supposed to take their asthma away. It was supposed to heal them in some kind of way. I may be saying that wrong, but it's pretty close to what he told me. What you was doing, Nasha? What did you miss? What you miss, Nasha? Or you probably missed when I said I know his name too. Okay, Legba, I will let you know when it happens. Thank you, my baby. You probably missed when I said that man fucked me out my shoes. I couldn't even put my shoes on when he was finished with me. I had to go home and a pair of his slides. And it took me 5 minutes to put my key in the door of my vehicle and open it up and get in and drive away because he knocked my brains around. Ooh, child, 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 child. Y'all got me reminiscing, reminiscing, baby. Mm-mm-mm. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, y'all are trouble. Y'all are trouble. Y'all are trouble. Have I personally seen a ghost? How do I explain this? How do I explain this? Yes, ma'am. It's a lemon drop martini. It's actually pretty good. Not my favorite one, but it's okay. I don't see ghosts in a way that people see them with their regular eyes. I see them in my mind. Like I'll know they're there and I'll see every detail in my mind. But there, oh, you knew what it was, Nasha? But also sometimes I see them just as like I'll see their shape and I'll see some features, but they don't have anything really distinct. So I can describe their shape, I can describe maybe a couple of features, but as far as like looking like y'all see me and I see y'all like that, no, I don't have those kinds of experiences because everything happens up here. I feel them, I hear them in my mind, I can hear them talking to me, but to see them, no. But I definitely sense them. Right, like a shadow without it. That's a good description. Exactly, like a shadow without a human. Exactly. I can sense them. I know when there's something there, but it happens so much in my life now. I'm just like, you know, as long as you're not here causing trouble, I'm good. But everybody has, different gifts. Everybody has different levels, different ways. Yes, in my mind. Yes. I can't see them with my human eyes, but I can see them with my spiritual eyes. If that makes sense. Nasha, did you put the name of your channel in here? Type it again, please. Type it again, please. I want y'all to go and subscribe to my friend, please. I would appreciate it. Yes. Nasha Sharday, y'all. Nasha Sharday. I promise y'all won't be disappointed. Oh, I am subscribed to your channel already. Not sure. Yeah, you got to get on your stuff, Nasha. A lot of people won't believe what? Y'all go subscribe, please. No, I told him call at 9. He did not call. I told him call at 9. Please do not get Papa started. He just listen. He just popped back up in my life. You just made that one. No more raising the Williams one. All right. That's what it said on Nash. It said raising the Williams bunch 4766. This must be your old channel, Nasha. Hold on. Oh yeah, because all these videos are old. So where's your new channel at? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, here you go. Here you go. I got you. I got you. I got you. Nasha, we gonna have to look. I've been minding my business, friend, because I know you gonna tell your story how you tell your story. I know you're gonna tell your story, and I'm gonna support you in any way I can because I love you. Okay, good. I will be all up in there. I've known you for years. You one of the best people I know. So please, y'all go support my friend. I promise y'all, you won't be disappointed. Nasha is a very interesting person, but very loving and very talented. Very loving, very talented. So I'm gonna support you in any way I can, my baby. But Papa just popped his ass back into my life. Thank you, Joanne. I'll I'll connect the dots for y'all one day on who Papa is, but not today. Not today. Not today and not tomorrow. Maybe next week. Be quiet, Nasha. I would love to have you come up later and tell some of your stories because I know they don't see you on TikTok. A lot of people don't have TikTok, so I know they don't see the stuff that you share on TikTok. But I want you to come up here with me one day and we gonna talk about it. It's a long story, Nasha. Yes, my baby, when the time is right. It's not a long story, Nasha, but it is a when I tell y'all gonna think I'm crazy. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy. But one day I'm gonna learn to leave these Louisiana men alone. One day I'm gonna learn to leave these Louisiana men alone. One day. Not today, but one day. Which is not I used to date a 66-year-old man from New York. He was a photographer. This was a few years back. I dated him when I had just turned, I was in my 30s. I was in mid 30s, something like that. I had to fight the spirit that had my family under generational curses. That was great. We'll save that story later, but we're going to talk about it. I'm going to bring it up so we could talk about it. But we're going to talk about that one on the Paranorleans channel. So make sure y'all subscribe over there. We going to do a live over there. I'm going to get with you and see when will be a good time. But I used to date a 66-year-old man from New York. That motherfucker was a cheapskate. A fucking cheapskate. And he always used to tell me it take a Louisiana man to date a Louisiana woman. No, he would say it take a Louisiana man to be with a Louisiana woman. Cause he met a woman from New Orleans, got married, came down here. How you did that? Like, but how did you do that? Oh my God. No, Joanne, it's not the one that says it's not the one that says um raising the Williams bunch. It's just the one that says Nasha Sharday. Okay, yeah, just go ahead and subscribe to them both. Thank you so much. Because the other one is monetized too, Nasha. You might as well. You went hiking. Oh, Legba, damn. Thank you, Joanne, so much. Damn, Legba. Ooh, woo. Ooh, my baby, please take it easy. Are you in extreme pain? That's probably a stupid question. You probably are in extreme pain. I am so sorry. Very much so. I ain't going hiking no goddamn well. First of all, I'd be too afraid to run into something strange. Oh, you microdose. Okay, good. Good, good, good. I want to do that. I want to microdose. I got to figure out how to do it though. So I mean, did you twist? Did you fall? Did you or it was just from is it from I don't know, climbing up on stuff? I don't even know. Y'all, thank y'all for joining me on a big old Monday. Thank y'all for spending time with me on a big old Monday. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I'm not trying to go to the woods. I'm not trying to be in the middle of baby, he about to call that phone and he gonna keep calling until he get me on that phone. You hear me? It was not even a real hard hike. The steep parts we had already passed. I took a step to the right and something popped and then I dropped. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Damn, just that fast. Damn. I am so sorry, Leg, but damn. He is in Arizona, I think. I said Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Damn, damn, that hurt. You calling it Jesus? Damn, I know you was in pain. Oh, thank you, Terry. Thank you for being part of the tribe. I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, that's so sweet of you to say. Thank you. I appreciate you too for always being here. You too, Tiffany Ashley Brown. Have a good night. Cause you got to do the neck when you say her name. Otherwise, it don't sound right. Hiking Hollywood here. Oh Lord have mercy. But you know what, Legba? Something might have been trying to save you from something else. I ain't gonna even say I'm sorry that happened, but might have been trying to save you from something else. Yeah, Tiffany Ashley Brown. I need to make a little bobblehead. Can I make you a little bobblehead and record my voice to where you just press a button and the hair start bobbing at Tiffany Ashley Brown? That would be so funny. Good night, Joanne. Thank you. I ain't want to say that, Legba. I ain't want to say that. I ain't want to say that because, but, you know. Next time, Legba, play some spades or some pity pat or something. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'm about to type it. NASHASCHARDAE. Nasha Chardy. I'm just saying. Good night, Nasha. I love you, my baby. I'll see you later. Thank you for journeying. Legba, I'm just saying, next time play some spades, some pity pat, some beer whist. Thank you for being here, my love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. I love you, Nasha. We'll talk soon. Some dominoes, even. Like, come on with it now, Legba. Come on now. Come on now. You better shut up and keep talking. I like that. Because, baby, okay? I'm just saying. You got to find some safe activities. Good night, Joanne. Thank you so much, Terry, Joanne, Kendra, Nasha, Legba, Tiffany Ashley Brown, Lyra. I missed a couple of people came slide through. Little Miss was here for a little while. I missed a few of y'all. Oh, Dax's mommy was here. Jackie. If I missed anybody, please blame it on the cut water. Blame it on the cut water. But it's 8:59. My phone about to be ringing, baby. Phone about to be ringing. I love y'all. I will see y'all for Freestyle Friday. I'm going to post a couple of videos this week, so I'll see y'all on the flip side. But I'll definitely see y'all on Friday evening. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for always being here, for letting me be myself, for letting me share, for cutting up and laughing with me. Y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea how much y'all have done for me. Y'all have no idea. Y'all have a peaceful night and a happy Tuesday. Okay? Good night. I love y'all. I love you too, Legba. I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna call my aunt tomorrow and get the right story about the tree so I can send it to you. I want to make sure I got it right. Okay? I love y'all. Good night. All right, Dee Dee, and Dee Dee Diamond was here too. I will talk to you soon, baby. I love you. I will let you know, Legba. And that's funny that you say that because I've been wanting to go outside and sit under the trees and hug the trees and meditate under the trees. We're going to talk, baby. We're going to talk. We're going to talk. Y'all have a good night. That's just confirmation. That's all. That's just confirmation. I appreciate you, loved one. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. Good night.